They didn't hear all the poop talk.
Geometry.
Welcome in, everybody. I am
Oh my
finally,
God.
yeah. Hexen's finally here, and I'm finally back after being out of commission since Saturday. Let me tell you, it's not been fun. He's the Optama Bomb. Aw, that's it. I'm changing my name, Fringe. I'm changing my name right now. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to episode 38 of Wonder Bathos. Again, I'm sorry I've been absent. I was fighting for my life over the last few days. And thank you, Hexen, for making yourself available for us today. Everybody say hello to Hexen. Hexen, say hi to chat.
I did it, chat. I'm here. I'm alive.
He did it. He did it. Welcome in. Welcome in. So you guys know the deal. We're both on the Leaf Gang stream team. This is the weekly podcast
PQ.
Wonder Bathos. We've got PQ and Fringe and Kamazods and KC2VVN and Fringe and Rithel and MS Gamer. We got all these wonderful people here.
I have to comment something about PQ really fast. That he just said the One Piece. By the way, the person who made the One Piece, like Oda,
yeah.
He put the secrets of the One Piece in a box and put it in the ocean, and now the One Piece is actually real.
That's amazing. He put just the ending, like what is on Laugh Tale.
He put the ending of the series in a box and threw it into the ocean, and he's like, One Piece is real. Go and find it. It's in the ocean somewhere.
That's amazing. I see. That's so dangerous though, because like, what if somebody finds it and leaks it on the internet?
Bro, the odds. They have to find out where he put it in the ocean.
So it's somewhere off the coast of Japan, I would guess would be a good start. Like,
I don't know. I mean, they could start there, but I doubt it.
I think that would be a good place to start. But I mean,
and Price threw that shit at the Mariana Trench.
That's crazy. I mean, on a more somber note, I know that there was like
even Casey knows.
There was like a Make-A-Wish Foundation event or something that he went to, and so there was a kid that was terminal, and the kid asked how One Piece was going to end, and Oda told him, and I thought that was very sweet as well. And so
that's nice.
Yeah, he got to know the
that
end.
reminds me of something like insane that happened in the Spider-Man series where in the Spider-Man series he like revealed that he was Peter Parker, and the child was like, oh my God, I'll never tell anyone. Then he left, and like it was like a terminal terminal children's home, like for like patients that are gonna die.
Oh,
so the child is gonna die.
No.
Oh no, Spider-Man, why?
Well, I hope that if somebody finds that box, I hope they keep it secret. I want to see the end of One Piece naturally.
I don't know about that. If I find that box, that shit's going on eBay.
I mean,
One Piece can be yours for $19 million.
What's gonna stop people from doing that anyway? Like, what if you just like said that this is the box that was? I found this box floating in the ocean that says One Piece on it. Man. I haven't opened it, but I'm auctioning it off. You know, there's gonna be people,
and that person just opens it, and there's just a fucking rock inside, and be like, "What does it mean?
What does it mean? The end of One Piece is a rock. The rock is in the One Piece."
Oh my God! Dwayne The Rock Johnson is the final boss of One Piece.
That is a concern in the show. Like now that we're talking about One Piece, I am kind of concerned about the anime and the manga, because like it's getting really heated as far as like overall in whatever 1100 episodes, and there's like they're running out of characters that they've been teasing for 1,000 episodes, and so
yeah.
I'm just like, they're gonna have to introduce like new and more powerful characters, or like old characters that have gotten a glow up at some point to like keep the plot going.
Characters I want them to bring back from the original like series as like a glow up of being like really powerful and like
Smoker
awesome.
And whoever the other captain lady was.
The two bounty hunters that were with Zoro back in like the East Blue days. We have never seen them again, and I want them to come back being like Admiral Strength.
That would be crazy.
I
that
want to see those two bounty hunters that were friends with the crew like way back in like East Blue days. I want to see them again. I want them to be like super powerful now.
I would love any of that. I would love any and all of that. Oh man.
The real
S-
crazy part about like the fact that One Piece is coming close to the end is the fact that the whole crew isn't even finished yet. Like, cause like they were supposed to have more crewmates by now, and they still haven't.
they stopped. So Oda is making decisions on the fly about stuff like that. So they because like Carrot was originally supposed to join the crew,
So
and
I for primarily from like the reasoning on why they're not adding more crewmates besides Jinbei, because Jinbei was like way long in the production of like adding
right,
them.
and then
It's
he
just
they
because he
they added
he
him and
said
then he left.
yeah, they said actually the main reason is, and I know this is kind of crazy. It's like it's not the fact that he doesn't think people are popular or characters wouldn't be good in the crews and things like that. It's just that he's already having a hard time making arcs that like let any of the crew members stand out anymore.
Right,
And so,
absolutely,
like,
yeah.
the more characters he has, the harder it is to tell a story about the crew, because, like, the less times those people get to actually, like, have anything happen with them in the story.
Right. I mean, that's he's trying to not write himself into a box. I mean, that's kind of hit Luffy's latest power up too. Are we should talk about video game. We're going to talk about One Piece for the next hour.
One Piece could literally be, like, an entire stream, like, I'm not even joking.
Yo, Iltramong Pylo, thank you so much.
One last
Welcome
one
in.
last thing about One Piece before we go off. I also I really associate with Luffy and the One Piece and all that stuff mainly, and the main reason I got into that series when I was like a child was because I have a sea salt allergy, so I also can't go in the ocean.
I did not know that about you. That's crazy.
That's
I
something most people don't know about me.
I brushed that show off, and I was very turned off by that show because of the Four Kids
The Four Kids
the
dub
Four
where they
Kids dub.
they had rubber hammers and like crazy
when
shit.
Yeah, because like when I was a kid, I was like all into Dragon Ball Z, and I would watch Sailor Moon like when I was waiting for the bus in the mornings for school.
Yeah.
And then like I would see like, oh, watch One Piece with the Four Kids, and I would start watching. I'd be like, man, this show is for babies. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then as
Then
I
the
got
real
older
shit,
and started
then the
watching,
real
I'm
shit,
like,
people die and shit. And you're like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
and getting
It's like
drunk
Sailor
and
Moon. The Sailor Moon dub is so much different than the real series that we didn't know until we
it's
got
true.
older.
Yeah.
Sailor Moon's wild.
I can't remember who she's related to. The lady that made Sailor Moon is related to another great anime artist, and I want to say it's Evangelion, but I can't remember.
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure.
I think it's, yeah. So they're all like all connected in that
Yeah.
world. But yeah, and then I started watching One Piece, and it was like just
One Piece is great.
cool pirate adventures and just big cartoon boobs everywhere, and so I was
Exactly.
like, yeah, let's go One Piece. It's awesome. Original Sailor Moon is truly wild. It really is. The Four Kids edits, they were hilarious. They were hilarious, but it was like
Yeah, I will
very
say the one thing about the Piece edit for Four Kids that I still think is better than the real version is Sanji with the lollipops. I
you're
think the
right.
lollipops are better than him having cigarettes. I always love the lollipops.
So much editing,
Mm.
so much editing that they had to do. And
It's amazing.
so speaking of video games, chat, somebody said video games. They did, but I'm bringing it up. So
Video games, you say?
video
I like
games,
those.
video games. I say, you love the hammer on the spring contraption Helmeppo held. Nakobe
That
said,
was
oh,
hilarious. I
yeah,
agree. I was gonna bring that up. That was one of the funniest edits ever, where they changed a gun into like a spring-loaded hammer device, and I was like, that is hilarious.
I wish I don't know. I like that we are grown enough in media to where we don't have to have edits like that anymore, but I do think that that's kind of
Yeah,
awesome back then that they did edits like that to move it to
it's
different
kind of
countries and stuff.
it's just interesting how we can see the progression of like censorship throughout time.
Right.
And Americans still have like heavy censorship compared to some other places, which is wild.
True. That is true, and definitely in the realm of video games, I feel like that's why Japan had so many good video games in like the Sega and PlayStation era that like we
They,
never
s-
got.
they
Be-
still censor a lot of like sexuality in American versions of video games, which is interesting.
It is, it is Green Blood. Wait, is that One Piece had the 4 Kids version had green blood? I don't remember that. That's crazy. You can see the gun in one frame they missed. No. Oh, bringing it over to America. Yeah, like Dragon Ball Z would like cut it. They would censor out the blood or like make it green or something or purple. I kind of remember that. I kind of remember that.
And that reminds me of like a really horrible censorship in I think it was China where they censor blood like all the time. So whenever they have like really bad bloody scenes, like the blood ends up being censored as white. So like all the gore ends up becoming really oddly sexualized in some anime because it's just a bunch of white liquid.
They do that here too. Some and I haven't seen it. I mean, we haven't been watching a whole lot of anime lately, but I remember like 10 years ago a lot of new animes coming out from Japan that were brought over here to America. They wouldn't even just censor out the blood. They would just like cut half of the screen off and just make half of the screen like white and you're like you can't even see what you don't even know what's happening. You just know that it's bad because the screen is halfway cut off. Blood Sea was one of those where like every time a monster would appear, like
The dietary is
diagonally.
blocking Gohan's nudity. Yeah, there
Yeah.
were a couple of Dragon Ball Z ones where they would either like fill in the holes that were caused by laser beams, or like put like a prosthetic arm like on Tien during like the Saiyan arc, where somehow Tien's arm was like just there but glowing. Like, oh, my arm no longer works.
Yeah.
In the actual show, it
Oh
was just
man.
chopped off.
That's ridiculous. But still, they still had Piccolo like regrow his arm and stuff. Like they were still able to
Yeah.
show that. It's weird. Like PG-13 movies, you get one F-bomb. And what's crazy about that is I think PG-13 movies in the 80s, like they could show like boobs and stuff. So like I don't understand how like
Oh,
anime
I
blood.
do. There was another because there was multiple versions of the Dragon Ball Z dub, done and editing. One of the
Yeah.
versions where they actually do show Tien get his arm cut off. They add a line that's not in the actual show where he's like, "Oh my god, my arm! Do you know how long it's gonna take me to grow a new one?" Like as if he can, as if it's
Yeah.
canon for him to grow new arms, because like because Piccolo can do it, but like he can't. It's not actually a thing. To just make it seem less graphic, I can grow my arm back. It's just gonna take a while. Don't worry
Right,
about it,
right.
guys. And then Nappa's just like, you're not gonna be alive long enough to grow that arm. Like
Well,
totally just adding lines for no
that
reason.
also that also brings up the question why they never use the Dragon Balls to wish his arm back. You know, like
Yeah.
they did it because like
Okay.
that apparently in the story, like that's how because Frieza got chopped into a million pieces
Oh my
by
god, yeah.
Trunks, and so like in Hell he was just a bunch of pieces, and
Okay,
so
before we get totally off topic, video games.
but yeah, before we get totally off topic, video games. I hate getting older, okay? God, why do we have to
Oh.
get older? I just want to be young all the time again.
I mean,
I'm doing my best to to
you are
reverse age.
technically working on that.
I am.
There are some interesting like vaccines being worked on to try to stop human aging process that are basically because like the reason humans age is based off of like something in our DNA that just tells us to like age and get older and like die. Like that we don't actually have to die. Like that is just something encoded into our DNA because as a species we evolved to get rid of ourselves in order for the new generation to take over because
Right.
originally we weren't set up in the we were more like animals, so we were set up in a way to just make way for like the non-injured version of us to take over.
Yeah, it's like an
There
enzyme in your
is
brain, right? Or
Yeah, so
something
there
like
is a
that. Yeah.
thing in our DNA that tells us to degrade that like it has nothing to do with time or anything like that. This is literally just in our DNA that says hey, you will get older and you will degrade. They're trying to get to the point where they can remove that and like actually make it stop doing that. It's also like part of the research of like growing your teeth again, where they can just send a signal into your thing to like tell you to grow teeth again because that is just something that your body does, where it sends a signal to your gums basically or your bone structure to come to grow teeth.
China has started clinical trials on that. They have figured
Yeah,
out. I can never remember if it's just like 1/3 set of teeth or if they can do it more than once. But they have
yeah.
figured out a way
Because
where
there's
you
just
can regrow teeth.
it's just something in your genetic coding that says, "Hey, grow teeth." And just like the grow teeth thing, there's something in our genetic coding that tells us, "Hey, get older, degrade." We can just like they're trying to work on it to basically tell our bodies to stop doing that, like to block that part that tells us to get older. Um, and like even maybe reverse it, which is interesting. I they might actually get there in the next like 20, 30 years, which would be pretty wild.
That's true. Don says, "Do you know the difference between an enzyme and a hormone?" I've never seen your mom enzyme.
But I've seen her hormone. Oh!
Oh! He says the crucial difference, but he said I'm leaving. He said the crucial difference between hormones and enzymes is their chemical composition. Most enzymes are proteins. On the other hand, hormones can be either made up of proteins, amino acids, or even steroids. I did not know that. Thank you very much, Don. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the
Also,
dollar
you're
50.
you're welcome for that mom joke duly stabbed into you by both of us.
I know, I know. It was a perfect setup. We just alley-ooped that. Uh Speaking of the dollar 50, you guys know the deal. So if we do hit the goal of 10 subs for tonight, Hexen has agreed that he will stay an extra 30 minutes with us and we will get an extra 30 minutes of podcast. So just want to let you guys know that. And now, video games. So I have been watching this 7-hour long chronology of the Castlevania series over the
Yep.
past couple of days because I haven't been feeling well and I've been trying to get really into Castlevania. I think I want to start going back and playing the older games. And oh my God, dude, there's like so much lore and the games are wild. At glance, if you just looked at all the games, like the game trailers back to back, you would not be able to tell how big of a difference there is between every single game. Like the game mechanics change almost every single time, and it's wild.
Yeah. I think one of the things that's kept Castlevania like popular is because they are similar, but they also have like very diverse things that happen in them, and they're not just like a rehash of the same thing over and over again. They've added new mechanics or different ways that each Belmont fights with like some similarities, but like obviously their own style of doing things.
Right, right. Well, sometimes, but back the earlier entries, like between Castlevania 1 and 2 and 3, they so like when they made it for the Super Nintendo, it was called Super Castlevania 4, but it's not 4. It's actually 1 again. It was a remake of the first one for the Super Nintendo, and why when they brought it over to America, they didn't just call it Super Castlevania is one of the biggest mysteries. Like they don't know why, nobody knows why they decided to do that. But it is literally just the first game again, and like reskinned, and a couple of the Game Boy games were like that too. Now each
Yeah.
time they make like little improvements to try and make the games better, but man, some of the like the lore that's behind it is pretty crazy. Did you know that Aria Sorrow takes place in 2035? Like it's supposed to be like a future entry. Like I had no idea. I just thought every Castlevania was like you got to go kill Dracula, and sometimes Alucard pops up in your Belmont. Like that's
Yeah.
my entry into the series was oh God, I can never remember the name. The PlayStation 3 one. Oh God,
I
I
think
have
I think the first one I ever played, I think was Symphony of the Night. Pretty sure that was like the first one I ever played.
See, and after watching this video, I want to like that's the first one that I want to start with is Symphony of Night because it looks so good.
That's a really good game.
No, it wasn't Lord of Darkness. It was Lords of Shadow. Lords of Shadow. Yes, that was the first one
Angel
that
of
I came into.
Darkness.
Cause it reminded me of Shadow of the Colossus. That was the first one that I came in on, and it had very like heavy Shadow of the Colossus influence because the monsters were huge. You had to like climb up on their backs and stuff to be able to fight them. And I really liked the story. Like I thought it had a very like M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end, leading into the second one. I thought that was really cool, and the second one was really good too.
True.
So,
Well,
anyway,
anyway, about not games again. The Castlevania like Netflix series is really fucking good, and if you've never watched it, you should.
it is. It's so good. I'm sad that it's over with the characters that we
Yeah.
got for 4 seasons or whatever. But like the newest
Honestly, their
one,
characters lasted longer than I thought they were going to.
true. Like how much can you do with Trevor Belmont? But who knows? Maybe we'll get something else. Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night are great picks. I personally enjoy both Starros and Portrait of Ruin. Rondo of Blood is the other one that I want to start with. I want to start with Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood because Rondo of Blood looks really fucking cool. I really like that. And also Richter's backstory. So, going into Symphony of the Night, you understand who Richter is if you play Rondo first. So
True.
yeah. What video games are you playing right now, or what are you looking forward to?
Oh boy. I do want to play the new Topia game. That looks
I
fun.
know. It looks so good.
Really, and I'm not really into that whole building style thing, but there's so much to it that it looks really fun. Um, I've been playing a couple of different like crowd control games and randomizers, and I've been playing this one. I've been doing a lot of community stuff too, where I just play like games with people like lately on Saturdays. One game that I've been playing with co-op with like Fringe and M2 has been this game called Species Unknown, which it's kind of like a Alien Isolation co-op game where
Oh,
they have like different like aliens that you have to like figure out what they are, and then do different objectives based on the objective that you have. So sometimes you either have to try to kill the alien, sometimes you have to try to capture the alien, sometimes you just have to get shit off the ship, sometimes you have to blow the ship up. And all the aliens fight and act differently, and they all have different like weaknesses and strengths and stuff. It's really interesting, and it's still in early access, but so far it's been really fun. They're still updating it and stuff. Phasmophobia. I'm gonna go with more like alien isolation with a little phasmophobia dripped in there, but yeah. Um,
like because it's kind of puzzly. You have to complete objectives and stuff, and like kind of tiptoe around the aliens. I assume so. Like
uh,
more like isolation. Yeah,
you
Space
can fight back.
Phasmophobia would be badass though.
You
I would
can
play
fight
that.
back. You can fight back against the aliens though. Though they are tough, you can't just accidentally kill them. You actually have to fight them like tooth and nail. They are like boss encounters if you fight them. Some of them even have phases where like if you like do something enough, they'll like change to different forms. It's pretty sick. All the aliens are very different too. It's a really good game if you like horror and co-op. It's super fun.
I love all of
Looking
those
forward to
things.
more I'm looking forward to more updates. You should join us sometime, off though.
I would love
It is
to.
a blast.
I would love to. That sounds right up my alley, and I do like the early access games because like I feel like that gives it a reason to go back to it later on, like once the 1.0
Yeah,
releases. We've been
they're about to bring out a new. They actually just brought out like a new section of the ship, which is really cool. And then they're like updating some of like the objectives and stuff. But they're also about to update like with a new alien soon, which is going to be
ooh,
sick. I'm looking forward to them just constantly bringing out new stuff. They have a roadmap for that game, and they've been following it pretty to the letter, which has been great.
that's nice. That's awesome. I was gonna bring up. You remember that we played Villainy that one time and then never again.
Yeah. Remember that time I bought Villainy for everybody and we played that once?
We played it once. Yeah, like I was looking at it in my Steam library the other day and I was like, did we ever play that game? And then I was like, oh yeah, we did one time. We played that once.
Yeah. I also recently bought like a new game for everybody, but you haven't had a lot of time to play with us, so I didn't buy it for you.
Dude, it has been crazy
uh,
busy.
yeah,
So I want to like part of my goal this year is to play more games with friends, but I also am trying
yeah,
to stick to my guns on my schedule, right? So like I want to be done by 7 o'clock every night so I can
yeah.
hang out with my
I
family and
respect you
stuff.
trying to do your hour
Dude,
streams. Like that is
it's
more than I'm
been
able to do.
wonderful for my mental health. It's been so good. It's been so good since I've
Yeah.
started doing that. Like even if I have a bad stream or like if I feel like I didn't do very
Yeah.
good or I'm just like normally where I
Honestly, I think you've been crushing it lately.
dude, thank you. Thank you. I feel that way too. Like cuz even if I do have a stream where I feel like off and I feel like I'm not having a good stream when I hit the not go live button, the stop streaming button, and then I just kind of sit there for a second. I'm like, man, I don't feel like I did very good, you know? Like t- it used to be like I would just be like crushed at that point. I'd be like, man, just like in my feelings, and my kids were already asleep, and everybody's already eating dinner, and I'm just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna go get ready for bed. But now it's like I
Yeah.
have such like all the joy in my life is like right there, and so like it really has been very wonderful
I
for
have
my
very
mental
much
health.
considered doing something similar where I just do shorter streams and do it more often and just try to do that. And just try to like do short hangouts because like I just can't commit to long streams
Right,
nowadays.
right.
But
Uh,
we'll see. I'm still working on trying to sort out a schedule.
for the attention deficit, it works out really well too because you will play
True.
more games too. You will play different games because like I,
Dr.
I've been playing
Pompey.
a lot of Dr. Pampe. I've been playing a lot of baby steps lately, but also like you
I
don't
love
feel
that
so
game.
you don't feel so tied into one game, because like you'll play a game for an hour and then you're like, well, I really want to play this other game, so I'm just gonna play that tomorrow instead.
I mean
So
that's
it's just
fair.
yeah.
You also probably get through like a backlog of games a lot easier. My god, my
Uh
backlog.
Dude, if I could stop having ADD when I play baby steps and trying to do things the hard way and like trying to do all the ridiculous
That is
side
one of the
stuff.
problems with playing like an open world game is that you will just get distracted by everything.
Yeah. Well, I gotta do it because like this game is so it's not like getting over it, man. I played that game a bunch and like now I can beat it in like 6 minutes, right? So like even if I
Right.
replay it, it's 6 minutes. Baby steps is gigantic, so it's not like I'm just gonna have a casual replay. Like no, it's gonna be a very very long time before I play that game again. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to
I mean
enjoy
that
it.
game is
This
not only hard, long, and like, but it also has like cutscenes and shit that like the other game did not.
true, true, and lots
God
of
damn it.
animal wiener. So many wieners in that game. I'm having to split the
I did not expect that until like I saw one of your streams and I was like, holy shit.
I didn't either. Like when it asks you at the beginning of the game if you want the nudity turned on or off, I was like, "What?" So we're gonna see like his butt at some point or something. Like I was not, and then we came up to like the first cutscene in the game, and I was just like, "What even is this?" And then the game just kept going and going and going, and it's still going. And I'm like, I have purposely avoided speed runs and like watching other people play the game.
If
So
I don't find out that that game is like some sort of peyote like drug trip at the end,
at the
I'll
end,
be very disappointed because
I,
that game was fucking wild.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. Well, back to One Piece. Again, I say this every time Baby Steps comes up. Like, one of the first things you notice is the basement that the dude lives in. There's like a bong on the table. The TV is set to Netflix, and it's like, are you still watching One Piece? So I really think that in the dream, I think that he thinks that he's Luffy. That's why he can fall from anywhere and get right back up because his body's made of rubber. But like he knows
That's
he's not
hilarious.
Luffy, so he's like this weird amalgamation of both. So like he can't get hurt, but he doesn't have like the super powers that
Oh my
Luffy
god, and
has.
it being a dream where he needs to pee makes a lot of sense.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, because he has to pee, but it's a dream, so he can't. Yeah.
But he can't. Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I have dreams like that all the time where I need to use the bathroom and it's like I can't use the bathroom and I really need to, and it's just like you needing to use the bathroom while you're asleep, like you're just
So
having a dream about it.
oh, we're not gonna no spoilers, no One Piece spoilers. We're not giving any spoilers.
Oh, the One Piece spoiler is that it was a dream the whole
It was a
time.
dream, yeah.
The most cop out story ending ever.
Dr. Pampe, you were the pirate king
Dr.
the whole
Pape
time.
was the One Piece the whole time.
I don't let myself pee in dreams. It's too dangerous. Not since that one time.
That's just that one time.
The joys of being in a
No.
dream. Dude, I haven't had like a lucid dream in years.
Bro,
Like the older you get.
I've had some wild dreams lately. Like holy shit.
Send some of that my I miss dreaming. I want
Oh
dreams.
man, I don't know. I've also had like freaking like what are they called?
Nightmares?
No, well, no, like paralysis dreams.
Oh,
Like
no,
or like
yeah. You can keep
yeah,
those.
I've been having those lately where I just can't move and they're terrifying.
Yeah. I've only had like one or two of those in my life, and that is not a fun time. It's not a
I've
fun
been
time.
having them a lot lately. My doctor thinks it's just for stress because of like all the shit going on in my life.
Just like don't come at me, sleep paralysis demon. You go talk to the Hat Man. He's got your money.
Yeah. It's like I can't even have sleeping anymore.
So apparently what after stomach flu or food poisoning after both one of the common side effects is insomnia and
Oh, yeah.
dehydration obviously. So like I was sick for like 3 straight days, and then yesterday I was like dehydrated and had a headache like all day, and all day I was looking forward to going to, because I've been working too, like I worked Monday and Tuesday.
Ah,
And so
fair.
yesterday I was like looking forward to getting off of work and just resting and going to sleep early. And
Yeah.
we laid down to go to bed, and I like could not sleep. I was so pissed. By like 2 o'clock in the morning, I was just like grabbing my pillow and putting it up against my face and like pretending to scream so I wouldn't wake up calm. It's just like, this is the
Dude,
worst
I hate
ever.
being exhausted and then your body will not sleep. It's like, come on, I'm
Yeah.
so tired.
I
Why won't you sleep, body?
I tried I was like trying to do breathing exercises. I was like
uh,
counting sheep. I was like thinking just something calm or
and then
whatever.
the next day at work,
Ugh.
you feel like you're literally dead.
I actually did not feel that terrible this morning. Like I thought I was gonna feel a lot worse, and I've actually had a pretty good day today. So I'm
How'd
thankful
your
for that.
infusions go, by the way, friends? Are you doing okay? I know it's infusion day today.
Yeah, you feeling any better today, Fringe?
Infusion.
Luffy had already found it. That would be crazy. Luffy was what's his Goldie Roger the whole time.
Oh my god.
Yo, welcome in, Matt. Welcome in.
What if Goku got locked in the hyperbolic time chamber and was betrayed by his friends?
That was like almost the plot of one of the episodes. Because I think dude, it's been a long time, but I thought the Garlic Junior saga. I thought they first, because they fought at Kami's palace, so I thought they tried to lock Garlic in the hyperbolic time chamber at first, and like he broke out
Ah, shit.
and he like explode the shit from the
They've
inside.
literally like never explained what the fuck the dead zone is, like ever in any of the lore. It's just
That's Dragon Ball, dude. They just create new shit. Like Daima, they're just like, now there's a demon world that's like also an alternate dimension that's also next to
I
two
mean, the
other
demon
alternate
world's
dimensions.
always been a thing, but they've never gone into details
No,
about what the fuck it is.
yeah, but they have hell though too. Like in their
Yeah,
universe,
but
there's
they
like a
also have hell, so
hell.
everybody just assumed that the demon world was hell forever because
But
they have
dude,
like ogres and demons there, and then apparently not.
but does
And apparently
every
Kaioshiins are just demons from another universe. Like what?
right, and none of it makes sense. Like, do all the dimensions they all go to the same hell? Like, they all go to the same afterlife? Like, are there?
I did find it amazing that we did 360 back to Piccolo being an actual demon, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah,
He was originally the Demon King, and then he wasn't. He was just like a slug alien man, and now he's actually a Demon King again. Now he's actually a demon again.
I love that though. I do love that they're trying to put the spotlight back onto other characters, and like I know that after the Cell Saga, Akira Toriyama originally was going to have Goku pass off the mantle to Gohan, and Gohan was going to become the main
Yeah.
character moving forward.
The only reason that they didn't is because Goku's too fucking
He's
popular.
too popular. He's too
Too
popular.
popular. And I think it makes sense too, because Gohan's kind of a bitch. And
But he made him a bitch because Goku was too popular. They didn't have to make him a bitch. He still could have been cool.
I don't know. I do think they neutered him a little too hard when he got to like teen, like and older. Now he's just like a nerd who doesn't give a fuck about most things and like never trains. It's like I don't think he would never train. Like from him being a teenager and stuff. Yeah, he wasn't like super combat savvy, but he didn't like not train or fight or try to be strong to protect his friends and family. So I don't think that
Dude,
made any sense.
Gohan was Captain Planet. All he needed was heart. Like it
Yeah.
just if you pissed him off
Yeah.
enough, he would become more powerful than you could ever
I
imagine.
especially don't agree with him becoming passive again after the Boo Saga because during the Boo Saga, he literally saw his everybody die because of his lack of training.
Yeah, and then
And
he
I
went
feel
back
like
to being
after the
passive.
and then he went back to being passive again.
uh
Hello, Sugar
it's
Bun.
Chi-Chi's
Also,
fault.
we're back on anime again. It's our fault. I'm
Yo,
sorry.
Sugar, welcome in, welcome in. So other video games. So I am on a retro tangent right now, and so I am
Mm,
going through and picking out a bunch of like original like PlayStation games and PlayStation 2 and like
mm.
just looking for a bunch of like new good games to play. Well, new old good games
Fair.
to play. So let's talk retro games. Pick a console, Hexen. What did you grow up with?
I would say the most prevalent console I had when I was growing up was probably a PlayStation 2.
Okay. It's PlayStation 2. What was your favorite PlayStation 2 game?
Probably, it's oh man, it's such a like. I want to say it's like it's a tie between Dot Hack and Kingdom Hearts.
Ooh. Okay, okay. One I feel like if you could take Kingdom Hearts out of that just because it's Square Enix and it's Disney. So like if we could just I feel like that's a given. You're
I don't
right.
know. I have like reasons why it's like really popular for me though, because one, I'm from a small island and so was the main character. And two, like my mom worked for Disney when I was a child and it had like special meaning for me.
Aw, that's really sweet.
So like I had like a really big connection with Sora like as a character because of that. Not only was he from a small island where like it seemed like nothing he was doing there mattered and he was trying to escape, which is very real for me. And he also like was surrounded by Disney characters and stuff, which made a lot of sense for me.
Right. My answer is definitely not as cool as
Oh.
my favorite. Well, because like PlayStation 1, it was like more my RPG phase where I got into like RPGs and Square Enix and all of that.
I do. Or go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say PlayStation 2, my favorite game was Mercenaries. That game was so much fun because it was like Grand Theft Auto without like selling cocaine all the time. So
Fair.
like you could like steal helicopters and like I kind of feel like that's what Just Cause came
Yeah.
from.
I
And
mean, I did play games from like Sega and like Nintendo, like the original Nintendo, but they weren't my consoles. They're my dad's, and I played his games basically
Mhm.
until like the only consoles like I owned like later when I got older, like enough to like actually have my own consoles was like a Nintendo 64 and a PlayStation
Ooh,
2.
Diddy Kong Racing. That was
Diddy
my
Kong Racing was my shit. I love
dude.
that game.
It was the
Oh,
best. It was the
so
best.
good.
My so I
I
got
still don't know how. I still don't understand how Mario Kart became more popular than Diddy Kong Racing, other than just marketing. Like other
marketing.
than Nintendo just pushing the Mario Kart over Diddy Kong Racing because it wasn't owned by them like entirely.
Right,
Like I
right. That's
feel like that's the only reason because Diddy Kong Racing was like a universe ahead of Mario Kart at the time. It had hover cars, it had
yep.
flying.
It had
It was
planes, yeah.
it's got shit that they don't have now in Mario Kart.
But it only has one character that anybody recognizes, and that's Diddy Kong. All the other characters
Yeah,
are like were like
clearly TT Clock,
unknowns.
obviously.
Yeah, like most of the other
Everybody knows who
characters
TT Clock is.
now, yeah, but at the time nobody knew who that was. And like you said, just marketing. Mario had like
Yeah,
a bunch of like recognizable characters, but yeah, Diddy Kong was
true.
like in it was very much
TT
ahead
Kong
of its time.
Racing.
I
It's crazy. I had a story mode. That story mode was fucking awesome.
story mode was awesome.
God
The
damn.
story mode was
So good.
amazing. The time
Going through
trials
like
were
just
hard as shit.
Nintendo. Yes. That's the only way to get TT Clock. You had to beat all the time trials.
Yep.
TT Clock, man. That bastard, he raced so fast.
He did. He did. I kind of want to go back and play Diddy
The
Kong
best
Racing
character
with him.
in that whole game was clearly Conker because like that was before he became like drunk and like lost his driver's
Yes!
license.
I just made that connection. I didn't realize that was the Conquer. Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know they made a
it's a-
DS game about Conquer too? There was
yeah.
like a
It's
DS
crazy
Conquer game.
that basically Diddy Kong Racing is Conker before before he lost his license and got drunk and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. The
You get to see
Nintendo
sober
lore.
Conker in that game, and then he becomes completely unhinged in his own series.
Conquer's Tale, something like that. Yeah, something like that. And essentially he's just hung over after a big like night at the bar or something. He's like looking for his keys
Yeah.
or something stupid. That's like the
Yeah,
plot.
Conquer is like an amazing game that, by the way, and I've said this before, and it's the craziest shit to me. Conquer's Bad Fur Day. Look at me right in my eyes, Opto. Conquer's Bad Fur Day for the N64
Yes.
was fully fucking voice acted
Yeah.
on the N64.
On the N64. Yeah.
And Nintendo now, 20 years later, does not have voice acting in their goddamn games.
It's true. It's
Like
true.
how? How?
Because it's cheaper to not pay
Be
voice
cheap? Like
actors. Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. Bro, it is insane to me that the Conker's Bad Fur Day, a fucking N64 game, like had like the first generation of 3D games
Yeah.
had a fully voice acted game.
Yeah, because I bet you they paid those voice actors probably like a one-time fee. It was probably like, hey, come in and do these. We'll pay you
Crazy.
$1,000 or whatever, and then that's
It's
it.
fucking
You're
wild to
not
me,
seeing
dude.
you're not seeing residuals. You're not seeing any of that stuff. It's
There
just.
was a singing giant shit. I mean, how could you get any better than that in a game?
I saw that clip today.
Oh my god.
It's so good. Dirkwing's in here. You're
Yeah.
missing Wonder Bath. You are late. We talked about One Piece,
Uh,
and
I
then we
mean, if we're
talked
just
about
talking
video
about just
games.
retro, like the reason, if we go back to like the two games for PS2 that I like besides like the connections or Kingdom Hearts 2, I think that like one of the reasons I really was drawn into Dot Hack is because it was like a virtual like MMO world that didn't exist before MMOs were really like popular, and I also was like really into like dot like reboot. Are you being attacked by comma?
No, 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 no. I'm looking at my shelf to look at PlayStation 2 games because it's like the
Ah.
smallest part of my collection, and like literally there's Soul Calibur, Katamari Damacy, and then Mercenaries.
Oh, I would kick your ass. I would kick your ass at some Soul Calibur, man.
I
Oh my
believe it. I
gosh.
believe it. The last time I was confident in my abilities as Soul Calibur, Dan fucking stomped me into the ground in front of a room full of people, and I was like
God
so
damn it.
confident going in. I was like, I got this. I'm about to win at some Soul Calibur. He crushed me
God.
with my favorite character. So
Like,
so
depending
yeah.
on which Soul Calibur it is, like I'm either a full-on Taki main or Astaroth. One of the two.
So either close range or big Unga Bunga. Those are your two.
I mean, Taki's just a crazy combo character. Like, I will pick you up into the air and just never let you come back down until you're dead.
She does have some really nice combos, but I feel like Taki and Maxi are about the same with that close range combo stuff.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
liked
Maxi was just annoying.
Maxi is annoying. If you get that first combo off, it's over because like you just don't ever stop. You can't ever get a
Actually,
chance.
Maxi and Killick were just one button win characters.
See,
You just hit
that's
a
I
button
liked
and
Keelik. Keelik was my favorite
uh,
character, and I can't even remember who Dan
there's
chose,
a
but he
reason that
wiped the floor
Killick
with
is
me.
considered is like the chosen one in the storyline, where he's considered like the only like pure soul character. Like he's
Well,
so strong.
dude, his weakness is if you get close. If you can get close to him with any character, if you can get close to him with a long range character
Sure,
or a short range
if you can get
character,
close to him when he does a 360 spin around his entire body, it
yep,
hits anything, even if you're
you can. So you got to choose one of the long range. So actually, my real favorite character, and I think it was only available on the Xbox version, Spawn. Spawn had that Necro
Oh
Blast, and he was
god.
so good in Soul Calibur
Spawn was
2.
such a cool choice for a character in
He
that
was.
series, bro. Oh
Yeah,
my
it
god.
was awesome.
so awesome.
And then out of all the fighting games, Tekken, Street Fighter, like Fatal Fury, Soul Calibur had the coolest like narrator voiceovers too. They were so good. They're
Your destiny comes now.
yeah, two fighters enter the arena. Only one will survive. Like, it's so good. Coughs and Ivy
True
throws.
soul,
Ivy was cool because not only
bound
was
by fate.
she was hot, but also because her weapon would change. She would go from short range to long range because her sword would turn into a whip. So she had like you
Pretty
could
sure
she
Ivy
was
was
all
many
around.
people's BDSM awakenings.
It's true. Until Bayonetta.
Until Bayonetta,
Until
yeah.
Bayonetta.
She was the original Bayonetta.
Dude, rip in peace Bayonetta, because they will never make another Bayonetta game now. Not after
I
they
don't
fired.
know about that.
They fired, dude. They like wouldn't pay the voice actor. She ended up not doing the third one. They had to get a new voice actor, and they got a lot of
Fine,
hate
they'll
for
just
it.
hire a new person again.
But also, they shouldn't have released the second one on the Wii U. Like that was like a last
Yeah.
ditch attempt to get the Wii U to be popular. Was they released
Oh man, the
Bayonetta
Wii
2
U
on
had
it?
so many marketing problems. I don't even want to go into that.
It did.
That's a
It was
whole stream.
It's too much. Nintendo just sometimes they just do too much. They just be doing too much, and they just need to like
Sometimes
calm
Nintendo's
the
really
fuck
bad
down.
at marketing, and sometimes they're really good at it. But like, I think Switch 2 is a good example of how bad their marketing has been.
Yeah, that it's. I mean, they do that. They go through cycles, and the next thing that they put out is going to be amazing. But like Virtual Boy, right? Like they were like, we're going to be the first in the market to do this, and then immediately ended up having to pull all of them off the shelf. Switch
Yeah.
2 where they do too little. So I feel like they just shouldn't have called it the Switch 2, right? They should have just
I feel like the problem with
repurposed it.
Switch 2 was just that it feels, and I think I agree with Zacarias, it feels like they tried to push it out before it was ready because of the tariffs that were happening.
Yeah.
And I feel like they didn't have enough games ready for it, and they were just trying to get it out there because they were worried that like it was gonna destroy their sales.
Oh, Steam is ruining consoles. Like Nintendo is really
Oh
smart to
yeah,
not
Steam. The reason that Steam is getting sued by so many people, like so many different things, is because the corporations are like scared that Steam is gonna collapse everything into PC gaming.
I mean it
Because
is. PlayStation has already said that like they are no longer going to share their games with Steam. Like their
yeah.
releases are going to be console exclusive, but
But
then
the problem
also
with that is that
they
a lot of
can't
people
make
are just like, well, I
consoles.
just yeah.
You can't get the parts for consoles. They can't sell consoles for less than $1,000. Nobody's gonna buy the shit.
Yeah.
They're screwing
Uh,
themselves into a corner.
Pretty much. Anyway, what are your other questions for me today?
What are my other questions? Okay, so we talked
Yeah.
about PlayStation 2. I guess next what would be like your what is the like the what game are you looking forward to that is a real game, or what game do you
Hmm.
want to see a sequel of?
I already know the answer to this. So now we just talked about Dot Hack. So they're making a new Dot Hack. Uh,
They are making one? Nice.
yes, they are making a new Dot Hack. So the company, the Connect company that made the original Dot Hacks, is making a new Dot Hack. It took them like years of negotiation with Bandai because Bandai owned the IP, even though that it wasn't made by Bandai. It
Right.
was made by Connect, but Connect like basically looped everything through there. So basically, they're finally making a new one, but they basically had to make the lore and everything new because they can't base it off the original characters or anything like that, any of the original storylines or anything, because Bandai said they couldn't. But they have apparently been working on this new game, this new reboot of the series for like 10 years. And they just brought a trailer out for it recently. A lot of people thought that Dot Hack was fucking dead in the water because like Bandai just was not letting it come back. But I am excited to see what they do with a new version of this game. It's either gonna be like insanely amazing or awful.
You know they're gonna have to release a
Either way, it's a passion project by a company that like loves that franchise to death.
you know they're gonna have to release like an anime to go along with that. They're not gonna be able to just be like, hey, here's Dot
They
Hack
kind
for
of can't. They kind of can't though, because the reasons that the animes existed in the first place were because of the funding from Bandai. And right now they've paid Bandai to make their own game. They had to buy the rights to use their own game from Bandai.
So wait,
Like
Bandai
that's
is
how
now
wild this is.
Bandai Nintendo. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say never. You know, they have like biker mice from Mars action figures at Walmart. You know, I'm not ever gonna say
Right.
never. You know?
But yeah,
But
I
I think it
mean,
would be
basically,
silly.
the fact that they made they're basically been working on this game for like 10 years. I'm super excited for it because it looks really cool. It's called Dot Hack Zero for anyone interested. The trailer that
Ooh.
came out for it looked amazing. I'm really excited for it. I'm gonna stream the shit out of that game.
It does sound amazing. And I feel like now would probably be the best time for them to do that before the whole isekai like get trapped in a video game, because like that's been pretty overused a lot lately. Like
True. Even though that they were the ones that kind of made
they
that
were the
genre.
first ones, right, right, right.
Yeah.
Right, but all the kids now, all the kids
Dot
now
Hack was the
with their sword art
original
online.
Sword Art Online.
It was. Actually, I think the New Adventures of Johnny Quest, where they would go into the computer and fight whatever his face was probably, I don't know which one came first, but that was like early 90s. Was Dot
I'm not
Hack
100%
later
sure.
90s? You
Dot
don't
Hack was in the 90s too, yeah.
you don't you
Actually,
don't
no, it was in early 2000s.
you don't know what I'm talking. Does
Early
anybody here
2000s.
know what I'm talking about? The New Adventures of Johnny Quest used to come on Cartoon
I do
Network.
know what you're
And
talking about, but I'm pretty sure that was also early 2000s.
yeah, no, it was like it was early 90s, because it was, the
I don't think
CGI
it.
was so bad. It was like not even on par with Reboot, and I
I
remember
don't think
being
so
like, this is
because
the greatest thing
because
ever.
Are you sure? Because like Reboot came at the same time as like Beast Wars, and Beast Wars looked like garbage compared to Reboot.
Beast Wars did look like garbage. Hold on, where is it? I've got the DVD on the shelf. I can tell you the year.
Mm.
I can tell you the year.
The year of our Lord, Reboot,
No,
1994.
not Reboot. I'm looking for the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest.
Speaking of Reboot, they apparently
It's too
a
far away.
company
I
has
can't get it.
like found all of the master footage of Reboot. So they're actually gonna bring it out again in 4K because they have all the master files.
Oh,
They finally got all of them, and
oh,
they're rendering them right now.
dude!
They're rendering them into digital.
It took me
They're rendering
so
them into digital.
it took me so long to get the box set of Reboot, man. I searched high and low for
Dude,
that, dude, and I
the fact that they were able to find the original master files, like the original master stuff, is crazy because that company got bought and like dissected, which is why we never got to have a finished product of Reboot.
yeah, we never got an actual
The
ending.
company that bought it just was like, Reboot costs too much to make. Yeesh. And I was like, no.
Yeah. And then I still haven't watched the shitty Netflix
Dude,
series. I want to.
the shitty Netflix series is so bad. I will never recommend it. Do not watch it. It's not even good enough to hate watch.
I I just got this thing about watching terrible
It's
things. I want
so
to see
bad,
it.
dude.
I want to
It's
see
so
it.
bad. It's basically okay. Have you seen Code Lyoko?
Yes, yeah. Actually, I was gonna
Okay,
bring up Code
so
Lyoko at some point with all this.
so Code Lyoko is awesome. They basically took Code Lyoko and combined it with Dot Hack, but removed all of the personality from everything.
I don't know, MS Gamer. I like hard climbing games, and I like to watch terrible things sometimes. I don't know. I listen. We still haven't watched it, but when Madam Web or whatever, the shitty Dakota Fanning spider adjacent movie, Morbius 2 or whatever, came out. I think it's on
It's
Netflix.
spider
I
time.
still want to watch it, and it looks so bad. It looks
It
so
does.
terrible.
It looks really bad.
Sony should just have not ever done
Bro,
any of
I
that.
still love that people gaslit Sony into bringing out more Morbius again. It was
Right.
just came out at a bad time. You should bring it out again. And they
Sony
did it.
doesn't care. They made money off of it. They don't care. It did. It almost did as well as Venom, I think. And man, I love Tom
That's
Hardy, and
crazy.
I love Venom, and I've got Venom tattooed on my arm. But dude,
Yeah.
those movies were not great.
Venom.
All three of them were not
The
great.
the fact that they made like a bunch of those movies outside of the Spider Verse is just mind boggling.
It was corporate decisions, not comic book nerds making good movie decisions. Tom
Literally
Hardy
portrayed
shouldn't have
reboot
signed
fans
up
as
for it.
obsessed basement dwellers. Yeah, and then as soon as they did that, and people got really pissed off at them, they brought out an episode like a couple episodes later where they brought back the original reboot cast to try to smooth out that because literally they were trying to have that show canceled.
It's wild.
Yeah, that reboot series was a fucking disaster. If I
I still
ever
would watch
opt
it.
to, one of my goals in life is if I ever make enough money to buy the rights to reboot, I will.
Let's do it.
I will.
Everybody, we gotta get Hexen rich enough to buy reboot. I would
I would
support
say
that.
the only good thing that happened about reboot not finishing when I was a child was that I got to write an entire fan fiction about how I think the series went, which is how Hexadecimal exists. Because I wouldn't, like, Hexadecimal wouldn't exist right now if reboot didn't end on a cliffhanger.
So good. So good. Now I want to watch reboot. But
If reboot didn't end on a cliffhanger with like Megabyte taking over like the core and then being like the hunt begins and that was like the last shit we ever got to see, I would have never wrote like an entire script of how the series like actually ended.
that's just how shows, I mean, it sucks. It sucks that they do that
I
with
wrote an
shows.
entire fan fiction. That is the only reason hexadecimal like as
So
a hexadecimal exists as a character is because I made it as a concept art for something like when I was a kid.
pr- pretty up there with my love of reboot would be Mighty Max, and that show, oh my god, they left it on such a cliffhanger, and I think it only had one season. It only had like one season, and they left it on such a cliffhanger, and then they were just like, "Yep, we're done." And it's just like when you're a kid, you're just like, "Okay, but wait, when's more gonna happen?" And then it just never happens. Mighty
Yeah.
Max is
So,
amazing.
are you saying I don't know how this goes. Are we hanging out for another 30 minutes or are we ending
No, it is 6:30. We have not hit our goal to get an
before?
extra 30 minutes of stream. So,
Oh,
no, what were you
we
saying?
didn't hit our goal.
We did
Sorry,
not
we
hit our
didn't hit our
goal.
goal. It's very sad. No one wanted to. No one wanted a sub. I'm sorry. I'm a bad person. No one
No.
wants a sub to me.
No one wants extra 30 minutes of Hexen.
No one wants an extra 30 minutes of
We don't
action.
put that kind of pressure on chat, okay? We don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
before we finish, I will say that there is another thing I'm working on besides upgrading my stream and adding new effects and doing a bunch of things and playing
Yes.
certain games and looking forward to things. I am like working on something on the side that some people know about. I tried to invite you to it, but I think you're basically said you're too busy to be part of it, which is fine. I
Right.
am basically making my own card game. There is like a bunch of people from Leaf Gang that are part of it. It hasn't fully finalized, but there's an NDA being made right now, and once the NDA is like signed and all the people are part of it, it's going to be going into alpha build where people are going to be playing it for probably a couple of years before it comes out. But I will be working on a card game at the same time as streaming and working, so I won't bring up too many updates about it, but there is like gonna be things that we'll talk about sometimes, and I'll probably Fringe mentions. We'll probably talk about or bring out like alpha art for funsies,
Right.
just to showcase it and things like that. And yeah,
Well,
that's gonna be a big part of my next couple of years is working on that.
I am super excited for that, man. I am super excited to see everything you do with it. And I am sorry that I don't have, I'm so stretched thin right now, and
Oh, it's fine.
I want to be able to.
I wanted to give everybody from Leaf Gang a fair like shake on whether or not they wanted to join.
Yeah, absolutely.
I totally understand
I'm
people that couldn't
honored.
enter. I mean, I know Rithel couldn't either, which was fine. And a couple other people who were just like, I don't think I have time to be part of that, and that's like understandable. It's a commitment, so I get it. But yeah, that
Well,
is going to be probably a big part of my life for the next 2 years.
it's like as we get older, though, it's like there's so much stuff that we want to do and we want to be a part of, and man, it is just so hard to stretch yourself any thinner. And again,
I have
like,
been the funny part about this is that I've been working on this card game for like 15 years. I didn't put it into like full practice of like making it till recently because I guess I got slightly inspired by different people like in the community because they were working on games and other things, and I was just like, you know what, I should actually commit myself to actually making this since
yes,
I've been
do it.
working on it for so long.
Do it. Do it. Life is short. Do all the things. Make all the art. Do you know? And but also make sure you take time for yourself too. You know, and make sure you get some rest and self care. I know it's hard for
I
you.
promise you,
All you're
MS
working
Gamer, if
right
I ever
now.
make enough money to continue the reboot series where it ended, I will.
That's it.
I already have an entire script made for it. Trust me.
We got to fund his card game so he can buy the reboot rights.
True. I need the card game to be successful, so not only can I buy the rights to it, I can add reboot into the card game. That would
Oh,
be
that'd be
awesome.
awesome too. Yeah, that'd be incredible. That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. All right.
Weirdly thematically fitting for the card game as well, which is funny.
So, to wrap everything up, Hexen,
Yes.
do you have a current streaming schedule?
So I'm trying for Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay.
It might end up being Saturdays and Sundays, but I'm not sure yet. But my current goal is to try to do every Friday and Saturday when I can. I am prioritizing working if I get called in right now, just because of like work stuff. I kind of have to
Right.
for a while, just go to anything they want me to do. But I am trying to be consistent. I have pretty much been around every Saturday the past couple months. Last week I didn't stream, but I was still playing with my friends, so I told them to just go there. But I've been pretty consistent with Saturdays and Fridays as much as I can. I'm trying to make those my days. Still not consistent there, but I'm trying. But so that's my schedule right now. It's basically Fridays, Saturdays, and Saturdays more than anything right now. I'm almost always doing my collabs.
Well, that's awesome. And so for your final words, what would you want to tell the world right now?
Um, the world is always ending.
Too
Every
real.
generation,
See you guys
every
later. See you
year.
guys next week.
No, no, no. Every year, every lifespan, everything is always ending, and everyone is always like in a negative space. And all I'm gonna say is that I survived working at a hospital during COVID and a bunch of other crazy shit. And I became a streamer and I met a lot of amazing people. And I like tried to live my life and do crazy things. And like life always kind of tries to hold you back. But all I can say is that if you want to do something, just fucking do it because you don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. Just do it. Try to do your best and put time into things that you love. Do your best at it and just don't get discouraged because somebody's done this thing before, or somebody's done that before, and you're never going to be unique or interesting. It's bullshit. Follow your dreams as much as you can. You may not become the most successful person ever, but you will be happier that you're trying to follow your goals in life and dreams. Like, you know, like do your best. That's all you can do.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I do want to add two things to that. One,
Yes.
on top of that, you're never going to be good at something the first time you do it. It takes time.
100%.
Yeah. So you got to be willing to fail upwards and like be bad at it and then get a little bit better as you keep doing it. And then two, nobody's going to do it for you. You have to take the steps to do it, but I believe in you. Hexen believes in you. Chat believes in you. You can do anything that you set your mind to. So keep it up.
Believe in yourself.
Believe it.
Wasp
So
Ultra.
anyway, more One Piece. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you again so much, Hexen. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being on the episode 38 of Wonder Bathos. It's in the bag. We did
Yeah.
really good. We talked about video games a little bit, so we we
The
did
half
good.
anime episode of Wonder Bathos.
We did, and thank you so much, chat, for being here. For YouTube purposes, this will be the end of the video. But then we are gonna find somebody to raid into and see who's online, who's doing what. Oh wait, if I do that, no, he's gonna disappear. Hold on, I gotta pull it
Oh
over
my
here.
god.
I don't want Hexen to disappear off the screen, so we're gonna find somebody to. And everybody in the chat should be following Hexen. If you're not following Hexen, stop it. Go follow him.
All
Go
for
do
my
it.
occasional streams.
Yes. Wait, his occasional streams every Friday and Saturday, maybe.
Yeah. Tanuki Dan's like live. We should go say hi to him.
That's what I was looking at, and
Dan's a kind of cool person when he's not being an evil bastard.
he
I mean,
is when he's not beating my ass at Soul Calibur.
True.
All right.
Turn it to my true form block. Those are called
online
bits.
and IRL. All right, what's our raid message going to be? Hexen, you're the guest, so you get to choose.
Oh, I'll be right back. Never mind. Hold on. My phone. My phone.
That's great that we can hear the raid.
Yeah, I know. That's my mom calling from the other room. I gotta go help her. Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. Okay, we love it. Love it.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
I want to leave on a positive note tonight.
Yes, and if you got to go to answer the phone, thank you again, man, and I will catch up with you soon.
Yeah. I'll stay in Discord for a second and we can talk after stream. But bye, everybody. Amazing peoples. I will catch you later.
There is your raid message, everybody. Dude, thank you. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for coming out to support the podcast and support Hexen. This episode will be up on the YouTubes on Friday. So that's not tomorrow, but on Friday. So if you want to check that out and see all your wonderful messages up here during the podcast, you totally can. Go check that out at youtube.com/Wonder Bathos. I think there is a command for that. Is it Bathos? There it is. So if you haven't subscribed to the Wonder Bathos YouTube channel, please do. Don't make me beg. Don't make me get on my knees and beg. But yeah, go check it out on YouTube and remember to hit the subscribe. And that's the end of stream.